you stated to him, I am a crazy MF. And you said the words, and I will steal that gun and blow your head off. It's on the record. It's on the recording. Do you remember even doing that? Doesn't that sound like terroristic threat?
Recording.
All right. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to take this deal. We're going to go to trial and I'm not going to accept the deal. We'll let a jury decide her fate. That is all. Thank you. And we now call cause number 26CR943, the state of Texas versus Antonio Valen. And that's you?
Yes, sir.
Present with Mr. Turk, your attorney, and the state's attorney. Does the defendant, as Mr. Laird, does the defendant waive a formal reading of the indictment and the arraignment here? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, Judge.
We just going on paragraph 1?
Yes, sir. That was sufficient.
Allegation 1, paragraph 1 states that on or about April 14th, 2026, in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the second-degree felony of robbery. Do you understand what you were charged with here?
Yes, sir.
If convicted of a second-degree felony, you face a term of not more than 20 years or less than 2 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
An agreement's been reached where you would be pleading guilty and found guilty, sentenced to 10 years in prison. That would be suspended. You would be placed on regular probation for 10 years. There would be terms and conditions of probation, which are normal and customary for this type of offense. Was there any loss here?
No, so they caught him.
Is that your understanding of the plan?
Yes, sir.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Good.
How do you plead to this as alleged, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Hey, guilty. Did I say that, Judge?
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily? That is on your own free will and because you are guilty. Is that yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mayor, so she can hear. The court has to hear that. I show you what marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that document?
Yes, sir.
Understand it? Discuss it with your attorney? Are the contents all true and correct?
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 1 is tendered in
No objection.
without objection admitted. This states you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea. It's freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read for you. You've read it. You are guilty of the crime charged and any lesser included offenses. You are giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. Totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All true. It states, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 1 is part of the record for all purposes. Pre-sentence report is waived here.
Yes, Judge.
I'm going to follow this agreement, sir. If nothing further, I'm going to find you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea. It is freely and voluntarily made. There is sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this second-degree felony of robbery. I am following this agreement. You were hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division prison for a term of 10 years. That confinement will be suspended. You were placed on regular probation for 10 years. There will be terms and conditions of probation, which are in this probation order that the court is signing. Please make sure you follow this. If you fail, your probation could be revoked and you can be sentenced to up to 10 years in prison, which we don't want. So do well on this and move on and be the best you can be. All right, I've signed these documents. Please see the probation officer and understand, sign those, and you begin probation. Good luck. Right there. 26CR911 is called the state of Texas. This is Sherry Freeman, that's you? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, she has to take everything down and, okay.
Yes, sir.
And sometimes, sounds like, and then she doesn't get it right. And we don't want her to make a mistake, but she doesn't make many mistakes. All right, on or about February 5th, 2026 in Jefferson County, Texas, it is alleged you intentionally, knowingly, and recklessly threatened to commit an offense involving involving violence to a person, namely aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and murder with intent to place the victim in fear of imminent serious bodily injury, and that the person who is the complainant here was a peace officer of the Beaumont Police Department. This is a state jail felony, and it's very ironic that you were charged with terroristic threat against a peace officer, and this is under clause number 26 CR 911. What are the odds of that? 9/11. On 9/11, we got a terrorist threat here. This is a state jail felony. If convicted, you face no less than 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail, and a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. Do you understand the punishment range that you're facing for this, Mr. Goodman?
Yeah, I understand making the threat to him, but I don't understand the part where you're saying that I was trying to cause any kind of bodily harm with a weapon. Did you mention that?
The indictment states that you recklessly threatened to commit an offense involving violence to a person. Namely, you had threatened aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and murder, which placed him in fear of imminent bodily injury.
The exact words I stated to him, I said, "Mister, would you please stop playing with me before I use that weapon on you?"
No, that's not what's here in
That's
the
what I
trial.
said.
I'm sorry. When I speak, you have to stop, because when we both speak over each other, she can't take everything down. And that's interrupting, and it's rude. We learned when we were children that wasn't proper. It states that you stated to him, "I am a crazy MF." And you said the words, "and I will steal that gun and blow your head off." It's on the record. It's on the recording. Do you remember even doing that? Doesn't that sound like
No,
terroristic threat?
the recording.
All right. What I'm going to do is, I'm not going to take this deal. We're going to go to trial, and I'm not going to accept the deal. We'll let a jury decide her fate. That is all. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Set it for
Have
trial.
a good day.
Jadrian Bob, please. CR 2475 is called Jadrian Tristan Manning Bob. Is that you?
Yes, sir.
And you're here with Mr. West, your attorney, and the state's attorney. You were charged with the second-degree felony of assault on a peace officer, which carries with it no less than 2 nor more than 20 years confinement in prison, and a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. Do you understand what you're facing here?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Okay. What are we going to do, John? It's been announced.
It's set for trial docket. We've, whenever everything, looked at the video for the discovery, there's a state offer of 5 years. My client has rejected that one, and based on looking at the discovery, we'll go to trial.
Okay, it would be set for a trial. We're going to get this as soon as we can, sir. Okay, that is all. Thank you.
And just like that, another plea deal is off the table. The 5-year offer was rejected, and now the stakes are even higher. With a second-degree felony carrying up to 20 years, this case is heading toward a trial where everything could change.